The RPG begins. At the corner of Bradbury and Roxton stood a girl. The flickering electric light above her hissed ominously, casting her in an eerie, whitish glow. This young woman stood there, head snapping back and forth with the bright alert of a bird's, looking into the misty gloom. The girl knew she was being watched. Instinctively, the girl hunched. Hands were drawn into pockets, head bent to allow a screen of hair to fall over calculating eyes. She waited for a sign as her cautious movements gave way to the mounting adrenaline. Her breathing slipped from its steady rhythm, and her eyelids drifted close. "What a pretty, tasty-looking girl we have here," a voice whispered from the darkness, "and I do love me some of these sorts." "Yes, m'far," a lower, deeper voice joined the first. It had a razor-sharp edge to it, as if it enjoyed cutting into things. "A true morsel. Her blood is practically singing. Can you hear?" The first shadow's smile was almost visible in her eyes' mind. The girl fought the urge to run, and tried to remain still. Dragon keeper's blood. What were these aggressors talking about? It sounded as if they were planning on eating her. Despite her best efforts, she allowed a light tremor of terror to wash over her. "Then we haven't very much time to hunt her, then. We must catch her now, before she falls through." The first voice's musings were obvious in context. The girl would die by their hands if she remained at the corner of Bradbury and Roxton. Having heard enough, the girl bolted. Her fear gave her strength and the adrenaline speed. Even with the sudden distance, she could hear the second voice's infuriated command very clearly. "Catch her, you idiot! Don't just stand there! Go!" Heavy, lumbering footsteps belied the direction her follower was coming. There was a rough, coarse, leathery sound accompanying it. Wing flaps, almost. She needed to find a place to hide, and very quickly. The only problem was she couldn't see anything in the dark. Almost out of the blue, another sound started behind her. It was a sucking, buzzing noise, but not an altogether threatening one. It was safer than whatever was heading her way. The girl backed up farther, bracing herself for a face-to-face meeting with her pursuer. The footsteps were drawing closer, and she pressed against the wall that had materialized behind her. She could just see the nose of the beast rounding the corner, a muzzle that was as malevolent as the creature to which it belonged, and watched in terror as it rose in recognition of her scent. It was about this time the girl realized she couldn't extract herself from the wall. The symphony of ominous footfalls and a sucking vortex grew louder until the figure approaching her, revealed to be an unusually large mirror dragon, lunged for her throat. In that split second before Mafar's teeth clamped into her skin, everything went still and quiet and dark. Her ears rang in the sudden silence. The girl wondered if she was dead. If she was, it wasn't at all as bad as she had imagined. It felt as though she was floating, a weightless entity in an infinite realm of nothing. And being one with nothing was glorious. She could have spent the rest of her life in that still, calm emptiness. But an insistent tugging began to pull at her gut. She tried to ignore it as the sensation distracted her from the reverie such a blissful nothing brought on, the blankness she desperately wanted to hold on to. But it only grew more insistent, more intense, until the sensation became almost painful. Then, suddenly, there was movement. The blackness turned into a vortex that sucked her down, disturbing the once tranquil place. She was free falling, and the adrenaline was back. Where the girl was heading, she had no idea. She could only wait. As if spurred on by her thoughts, the abyss suddenly exploded into color and light. Water and forest were rushing up fast to meet her, and the girl braced for impact. She plummeted through the foliage, having been located more above the trees than the strange sea below. Her fall was barely softened by the snapping stems and leaves, each leaving their own thin red mark on her skin. Finally, when the girl came to a resting place, she could barely move. Everything ached and protested against the slightest twitch. She didn't even try to sit up for several minutes. When the girl finally thought she was ready, she was taken aback that acted as a response. Her eyes raked around the surrounding verdure rarely, sensing another onlooker. A smaller dragon, a fae, burst into view. She had camouflaged well amongst the green surroundings, with her seafoam coat. Her stunning sapphire eyes locked onto the girl's with a strangely comforting ferocity. Her voice, strong and proud and oddly gentle, though rather monotone, infiltrated the girl's mind. Dragon Keeper's blood. The girl tensed, but there was no menace in the worst as there had been in the Fars. The fae cocked her head as if listening to the girl's thoughts, but kept those hard blue gems trained on her face. The telepathic communication began again. I cannot believe they condescended to speak in the human tongue. Although their cruelty was entirely unwarranted, it may have been a blessing in disguise. Heliopa, we have much to discuss. Can you walk? Despite hurting deeply, the girl found the power. Heliopa was slightly unsettled that the commanding dragon knew her name, but through the tumult of images that had accompanied her rescuer's missives, she now knew the dragon's name to be Jadis. They slipped through the forest with nary a word, passing between them, until they arrived at the mouth of a large cave. The girl looked at Jadis dubiously, then back at the sudden rocky gash in the green. This can't possibly be your home. It's too big. Through their link she detected what must have been a smile. Then a sudden rush of pictures came on, depicting blood, teeth, and dragons. It was one fairly, and this is where I want my clan to begin. Cautiously, Heliopa followed Jadis inside. The entrance proved to be taller than it was wide, and it was completely empty. As her eyes adjusted to the gloom, it became obvious that this fairly large cave was a system that led to a veritable maze of others. Welcome to the newest editions of Tsunami Flats. Turning towards the dragon, Heliopa was hit with a sudden wave of melancholy. Jadis, she said softly, am I ever going to go home? Despite a rush of compassion, the stunning creature punctiliously avoided an outright answer. You are here because you are supposed to be. Heliopa, we will work together to make this feel like home. I swear it. She sounded so certain, so positive, that the girl didn't have the heart to pursue the subject. Her eyes skimmed over the cave walls, and once again she was impressed with the sheer size of this subterranean wonder. Heliopa began thinking about exploring and how to make a place in this labyrinth habitable for herself. Heliopa, I need you. The desperation in Jadis's tone drew her gaze back to those unblinking orbs. What do you mean? In order to be a true clan, as I desperately desire, though the dragon began slowly, I have to find a dragon keeper counterpart to watch over us. A sudden jolt in Heliopa's chest made her gasp. When she straightened, the girl with Dragon Keeper's blood realized that this was right, that something about what Jadis had said had made her very core of being vibrate with the call of destiny. I can be that for you, Jadis. Are you certain? Absolutely. There is an oath you must take. Heliopa, do you swear to protect my clan from here until your final breath? I do. Do you promise to act as a diplomat, always seeking to promote the clan's interests? Will you act, alongside I, Jadis, as a safe haven to dragons who seek a place to belong? I will. And do you, daughter of the ancient keepers of old, swear your allegiance and support to me, daughter of the Tide Lord, a clan leader by birthright? I do. It is done. In that moment, as Heliopa's eyes locked with Jadis's fiery sapphire gems, neither dragon nor girl knew exactly where one entity ended and the other began. Through this ancient vow, their fates were now intertwined so deeply that not even death could force them apart. A clan had been born. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. What we're going to do first is actually go and look at Jadis's profile. I've decided that after every time I put up an update like that, we'll look at the profile of the dragon. So you met her in my last update. This is Jadis. She's the clan leader. Jadis is the clan creator, the alpha female, a fighter, and she acts upon her dreams. Jadis was the first female of this clan and helped to lock down promises of protection and support from the keeper, Heliopa, when they met. Soon after, her mate Adam, spoiler for the next episode, joined them, and she found herself assuming the role of first leadership with his unwavering support and love. Under her direct and helpful leadership, the clan has flourished and eventually became stable enough for her to conceive her firstborn, a daughter. However, this daughter was sold as part of the agreement between Keeper and Dragon, and Fala now fights as her mother does to this day, albeit under a more powerful force. So that was their first daughter. She'll probably show up, I don't know. Jadis is loud in presence with a certain directness that makes her impossible to ignore. Her temper is fierce and she is hard to sway into anger, but if you manage to do so, her wrath is not something to be trifled with. This anger is quite often apparent in her love and promise of protection to the clan as the third and final member on the fighting team of the clan. Her aura contrasts almost completely with her mates, the difference between the joyful storms of spring and those calm, peaceful days that span between them. Together, she feels complete, and maybe that's why her love and possessiveness of him is complete and total. That's the breeding price and selling price, and I probably will never sell her, but you know. And she does have a seafoam coat. I don't know if I actually said that on the thing, but that's her. I'm sorry, my voice is like ruined. I'm sick, and I just wanted to get this update up and RPG up as soon as possible. I also have a nest to hatch, so I thought we'd do that. This was between Leth and Vesper, so the son of Lyase and the Exaltee and my newest Sky Dancer. They had 2 eggs. Let's see what they were. Sorry, my internet is slow today. I hatched them, so I'm just going to go back to my layer and see if that works. Yeah, okay. Oh, I also expanded my layer again. Ooh. So I have a Fae Few. Oh, how sweet. How beautiful. Oh, I'm probably going to sell both of them, unless someone tells me I shouldn't. I think I like her a little bit better. Was this a male? Yeah, it was a male. I just don't have enough room right now, and I think I'm going to sell them both. Also, since you last saw the update, I did acquire Lara, who's the granddaughter of Salofa, and I really wanted the contour gene, so a friend of mine gave her to me. And then I have Mobley, who's the daughter of Acheon and Electra, and she was a part of a 5-egg nest. I have Beryllium, who is the son of Leah and Corruption, her mate. And I also have this ever works, okay. And I also, from my sister's clan, was given Adon Sonia, who is a pearl catcher with Circuit. And she's gonna be very bright. I love it. Okay, so that's probably it for this update. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple people. So Bluestripes, she sent me a message saying that she'd seen my video and gave me a little gift, which I was totally not expecting, but I'm so thankful. Thank you for watching my videos. Oh my gosh. And I thought I'd show you where that pouch she gave me ended up, and ended up with Lorinia. It just matched her thing. And also, let's see if I can get my crossroads. So thank you, Bluestripe. Also, MasterLauren just started. She sometimes pops up if you watch my videos, and she's doing really great. I sent her a couple gifts. You should definitely go check her out and her clan. And yeah, that's probably it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I was coughing through like half of this video. I was trying really hard not to. I'm gonna go get some rest, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you on the next one. Bye!